Well, I finally have a tripod to put my phone on to review tech, and I finally have tech to review, so here we are, tech review. Welcome to the channel and the video, everybody. My name is Henry Riley. Today we're going to be reviewing the Harpoon RGB wireless mouse from Corsair, as you can see by the advertising that I really don't think was necessary, but there's a lot to like about this mouse. It's pretty awesome for the price. So a quick overview. This is about $50. I think it's like $49.99. You can get it on Corsair's site or Amazon, maybe Best Buy. So most major retailers, or if you like Amazon, that works too. This is a wireless gaming mouse. It can be wired too. I'll explain that more later. It does have some RGB lighting, which is pretty cool for the price. And overall, it's got a great design and it works really well. So, first, speaking of design, let's talk about build quality and design, which is a super important thing. You want a nice build mouse because if you were to drop it, or if you are a really, intense gamer and you're just constantly clicking on it like that, please don't do that, by the way, but you should click like that, not that, but whatever. Build quality and design, this thing is pretty good. They do have a nice thumb rest on this side, have some gripping textures. Some people may not like that. The buttons mostly are really well laid out. Look at all the detail that they put in to this wheel. There's like tire tread marks kind of thing. It's very smooth. The buttons are not that loud, but they're easy to click, easy enough. The RGB lighting is fine. So overall build quality, this thing's pretty good. It has these grippers over here too. It's a good size, for me at least. It's a huge upgrade from my old mouse, which was like this long. But I think this is a pretty well designed and built mouse. I like the design. I got used to how the buttons work pretty quickly. And yeah. Alright, let's get on to the next section. The next section of this video is all about comfort. You want to have a good built mouse and you want it to be comfortable for everyday use. And especially if you're clicking a lot, you want it to be comfortable clicking, I guess. Overall, I find this mouse to be very comfortable. My hand is pretty much perfect on it. I can rest my fingers on them, no problem. You can add more fingers, but I just do two. Have my thumb and then these two. It works well. It's not hard to push the buttons. I can move my fingers very rapidly between all the buttons, and I think I don't need to look where I'm going. I can kind of feel around and find them pretty quickly. It's a good sized mouse for me. It's not the biggest mouse you're gonna get, but I think it'll work for most people, especially kids. But overall, it's pretty comfortable. I like how they laid it out, and it's pretty easy to move around. Alright, let's go to the next topic. When it comes to compatibility, this mouse, you can't get much better. It's essentially compatible with any platform because there's so many different ways to connect it to your computer, which is great that they give you a lot of choice. I think that's awesome. First thing, if you take this cover off, I don't know if you can see that on the back here, you take this off, there's a USB dongle, which I'm currently using in there. So that's the first way. You can just plug it into a USB port and it works full functional. This thing does also have Bluetooth, and an important note, if you look on the back here, and let me focus in on this, make it brighter so you can see it. If you look on the back, this switch here, it's in the top mode. That is the USB mode. You need to switch it all the way to the bottom mode to use Bluetooth. And the Bluetooth icon is right there. In the middle, shuts the mouse completely off. So depending on how you're connecting it, you need to remember which way to switch it on or off. It's quite important. Otherwise, it will not work properly. And best of all, it also can be wired into your computer, which is really nice that they give that option. Not every computer has a good Bluetooth or USB ports. Actually, this one still is USB, but this is nice because it's wired if you prefer wired, and it also charges it, so you can be wired in while playing and be charging it at the same time. It's great that they made it so you can do both. And they put so much work into this. They even made the USB cable like look cool, I guess. But look at how the charger fits into the mouse. You have it like this, and you can probably guess that this goes like so, and then this space is filled in right here. So if you take this out, then there's that little gap. But it's really easy to use while charging. The only complaint I have is that some computers have USB ports on the opposite side that your hand is on the mouse, and that's quite unfortunate because that means that you're going to be using the different hand, or you can't use it while charging. So that kind of is a disappointment, but not a huge deal. I think it's still fine, and I've had no connection problems with Bluetooth or USB so far. I've tested them both, had no issues with that, so that is great. It works on Mac OS, Windows, pretty much anything, as does the Corsair iQ app, and I'll talk about that now. So the iQ app is essentially like the manager for all your Corsair devices. It's pretty cool. You can customize a lot. You can customize the mouse sensitivity, DPI, and set presets using this button here. I'll explain more on this later. You can even change this. I've created a custom lighting pattern. It's flashing blue and white because it's Hanukkah right now. That's actually why I got this mouse. But you can just customize the whole thing. You can set macros. So like I've tried clicking the wheel here, and that opens my inventory in Minecraft. It's like pressing E. So that's pretty cool that you can customize these, especially these ones. I haven't customized these. The reason for that I will discuss later. So customization is basically what I just talked about. Like I said, you can customize this. This is the mouse sensitivity preset settings. You can click through that and match it to a color. So you can remember, you can completely customize this lighting pattern, which is absolutely amazing. You can set it to a solid color or have it do a rainbow, even create your own flashing pattern. So if you have a few colors that you like, or in my case, like a celebration with colors, that is pretty nice that you can do that. You can customize all of the buttons essentially to like be set to a key, which is nice, and you can use it wired or wireless. That's pretty much it for customization. So let's talk about what the different buttons on this mouse do and how to use this mouse. Obviously you have the left click and right click, pretty self-explanatory. You have your mouse wheel, which is clickable too. You have the DPI or mouse sensitivity button right here. So my presets are, I guess I can walk you through that. I don't know how well you can see the colors, but this is the blue one. This is my main, schoolwork or at website development, just a good middle sensitivity, so I don't have to move it too much or too little. It's not too fast. Then we have red, that is for gaming, so that's a higher sensitivity for moving around in games. And then purple, supposed to be for video editing because of iMovie. It's just a slower one. I don't know if I'm really going to use it that much, but you can completely change the colors and the level of sensitivities in the Corsair iQ app, so be sure to get that app. It's extremely important. You also update your device through that. Yes, it does get updates. It's a mouse that gets software updates. Who knew? But I still think it's pretty cool. All right, let's get to the next thing. We're almost to the final part. Let's talk about overall testing, what I've tested. So far, I've tested the connections, the Bluetooth, USB connections, and the wired one all seem to work pretty well for me. Here's a little noise test. So let's say you have a microphone. Right now I have a microphone on my shirt. I don't know if you can really hear that at all. Here's the mouse up close to my microphone. You can't see it. You can probably hear it. And I might be getting an actual microphone soon so I can do a test. It's not that loud. It doesn't need to be that loud either. I think the loudest things on this are probably clicking the wheel and these side buttons here. I also forgot to actually mention this, the side buttons. So these are automatically programmed for most web browsers to be back buttons and forward buttons, which is really cool. I kind of was just messing around and figured that out. So if you push this back button here, that will take you to the last page, or if you went back, you can go forward. So that's nice. Again, you can customize these. I don't know if they do anything in games automatically. You may just have to set that up yourself, but they work well in web browsers. It's really handy to just be able to click this instead of dragging over and clicking on the back button. And for the final part of this video is my actual review. I give this thing a definitely 10 out of 10. I love the RGB lighting. I love how customizable it is. Really easy to use. I'm using a Corsair mouse pad right now. I don't know if you can see that, but that kind of came with it. The mouse pad works well. The mouse works well with the mouse pad. It's easy to move around. Kind of just flick it like that. Everything's easy to use. It was easy to set up. I definitely recommend this mouse, especially because it does not cost that much. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. Comment down below any questions or recommendations, anything of that sort. And stay tuned for the next Tubercraft episode and more product reviews later. See you in the next one.